Welcome back to Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the board game. We're about to begin round one, and our first player, of course, is Buffy. And so what's going to happen is each player is going to take one action, and then we're going to continue on. So Buffy will go, Giles will go, Xander goes, Willow goes, and we're going to go back to Buffy. Everyone must use their 4 actions. In a turn, every time you use your special action, you have to draw an event card. And I should mention, special action tokens can be used for general actions. They don't have to be used for the special. So just keep that in mind. We're going to start with Buffy. Buffy's here in the Summers residence. I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to spend her special action right now. And you flip it over and it'll have a used side on it. Now, of course, after she performs this special action, we're going to have to draw and resolve an event card. So her special action says perform a move action and a fight action in any order. So she basically gets to fight and move this turn. Normally you can only just move or fight, but this is Buffy's special action. And it says after performing the fight action, stun all baddies in your location. So what she's going to do is she's going to use the fight action. Now the fight action says she's going to use the fight action. She has the wooden stake. So she's using the fight action of the wooden stake, which says fight to dust one vampire in your location. So she smacks down this vampire and turns him to dust. Boom, from the Summers residence. Now she can, I don't know if she has to move for a move action and a fight action in any order. Then after performing the fight action, stun all baddies in your location. So she's finished performing, so she's basically finished performing her fight action. And it says after performing the fight action, stun all baddies in your location. So this demon gets stunned. And I should mention baddies are just vampires and just demons. Monsters of the Week are not considered baddies, and neither is the big bad. So just vampires and just demons. So she's performed her fight action, she's stunned this vampire, or she's stunned this demon, dusted the vampire. Now she can move, and she's going to move over here to Glorificus's mansion, where there is a townie and another vampire. And that's her one action. But because she used her special action token to perform her special action, we must resolve an event card. So let's see what happens. Alright, so a vampire lurks at Angelus's mansion. Okay, so we get a vampire. So she dusts one, and one shows up at Angelus's mansion. And a demon terrorizes Restfield Cemetery. So, Restfield Cemetery, or sorry, was it Restfield? Yes, Restfield Cemetery, which is up here. Yes, lots of cemeteries in Sunnydale. Lots of churches, lots of cemeteries. And now we do resolve the bottom of the text. It says, if there are any townies sharing a location with each other, move them to separate locations, player's choice. So basically, if more than one townie, so we have 2 or more townies in a single location, they're going to split up. But we don't. We only have one townie here at the Magic Box with Willow, and one townie up here at Glorificus's mansion with Buffy. And so that's going to end the first turn. So we're only going to get one round done, I think, this video, because it's going to take a long time for everyone to go through 4 actions. And I may be shutting the camera on and off as well, so I can take a look at the actions and try and decide what we're going to do. But I think for Giles, who's up next, he's just going to use a basic action, which is not going to trigger an event. So we're going to flip that over. And he is going to use the locations ability. So, or his location search, or use icon. These are use icons. And UC Sunnydale says draw 3 items. Now, Giles already has the tomes. And he is allowed to hold 4 items at one time. So off the top of the item deck, we're going to draw 1, 2, 3 items. So he gets to draw 3 items. He gets to keep them all. So he got magic supplies, holy water, and weapons. So we already know what holy water does from last episode and magic supplies. So he has all of those. He also now has weapons. And it has a new action. So it has a fight action on weapons and fight to slay 1 demon in your location. It also has a discard effect During your turn, you may discard this card to slay a demon in your location without using an action. So he now has weapons. So he has weapons, holy water, magic supplies, and tomes. And that's basically his action. So he's used the use action at UC Sunnydale, drew himself 3 items. Now he's got 4 items, which is his maximum. On to Xander. So Xander's here at Sunnydale High. Let me take a look at what I want to do with him. We'll be right back. Okay, so I've thought about it. What Xander's going to do here at Sunnydale High, he's just going to use one of his 3 basic actions. So that's not going to make us use an event card right now. And he's just going to do a search action. And search says, search your location to draw 2 items. So he just basically gets the top 2 items off the deck. He could have used the Sunnydale High use ability, which is take 2 tomes from the item deck, then reshuffle, but he's just going to grab 2 items. So he gets a wooden stake and weapons. So now he's able to dust vampires and slay demons. So that's pretty cool. So now he has his maximum of 3 items. He has holy water, wooden stake, and weapons. And that's his one action. Now we're over to Willow. Willow is now going to spend one of her basic actions, and she is going to use the ability of the location she is at, the use ability, and that's take 2 magic supplies from the item deck and then reshuffle. So what that means is we're just going to go into the item deck, we're going to find 2 magic supplies, where's another one here? There are more magic supplies in here, believe me, somewhere. There we go. Take 2 magic supplies and then you shuffle the deck. So there's lots of shuffling the item deck. Oh, that was one thing I should mention too. At the end of each round, we're going to take all discarded items and we're going to reshuffle the item deck. So you'll never run out of items in the game. They're just getting reshuffled. Any deck that runs out of cards gets reshuffled as well. So that's everybody having done one action. So now we're going to go back to Buffy. She's used her special action, so now she gets to use her general actions. And, okay, what does she want to do here? I think she's the Slayer, so maybe she should start slaying. She's going to take 1 general action, or 1 basic action, I believe they're called. Flipping that over, and she's going to use her stake. This isn't Mr. Pointy. Mr. Pointy actually is an artifact, I believe, and I think it does more damage. She just has a regular wooden stake. She's using the fight action. Fight to dust 1 vampire in your location. So I don't have the sound effects from Buffy for the vampire dusting, but you can imagine it. So poof, she dusts this vampire. Gone. So she's with the townie now, so he could get rescued. Good likelihood. And rescued townies then go back into the bucket. So just so you know. So that was Buffy's general action. Now I'm going to have to consult the cards again here. Again, my first playthrough, so I'm kind of going to be going a little bit slow here. So bear with me. I'll be right back. Okay, I've thought of a plan for Giles. Giles actually has enough. He has the equipment to tackle the monster of the week. And I think he's going to go and try it. So the monster of the week is the Bezoar. Now, the Bezoar is located over here at the hellmouth. So the first thing Giles is going to have to do then is he's going to have to spend a basic action token, which he's doing, to move. So he's going to move from UC Sunnydale over to the hellmouth. And that's his action, just moving. So that's done for him. And then up next is going to be Xander. And what is Xander going to do? I think Xander is going to... He's going to go ahead now and he's going to use his special action token. So we're going to have an event now after we do the action. Of course, Xander's special action is coordinate. It says choose another character. You and that character in any order each perform a basic action without spending an action token. So basically Xander gets to do 1 basic action, and we're going to pick Giles with the monster of the week. So they're both going to get to do 1 basic action. Xander's going to use a basic action. He's going to use the holy water. And he's going to use it to fight to stun 1 vampire in any location. So Xander gets to stun one vampire in any location, and he's going to pick the vampire here at Angelus's mansion. So he is stunned. Boom. He's not going to be activating, moving, or doing anything in the end of a round. So that's, or during the monster activation part. So that's good. That's Xander's action. Giles now gets a standard action to do it. He doesn't have to use a token. And he is going to fight. He's going to use a fight action to fight the monster of the week. So how does that work? Well, let's take a look. The monster of the week is the Bezoar. And it says here, item requirements, a tome and a weapon. And so Giles is going to have to discard those items, and then he's going to have to check for success. So Giles has 4 items. He has the tomes, he has the weapons. They are discarded, gone from his inventory, leaves him magic supplies, holy water. Now we're going to pull an event card, and we're just going to look at the symbol on the bottom. And we're going to hope that the symbol on the bottom of the card matches this to defeat the Bezoar. And indeed, the symbol on the bottom of the card matches the symbol on the Bezoar. The Bezoar is defeated. So this just gets discarded. Bezoar is defeated, which now exposes one of the master's plots. So we're going to replace the monster of the week with the token, exploration, or the clue token, which will reveal the first plot of the master's evil plan. So monster of the week now is going to jump to the next monster of the week. And I'm going to have to consult the rules right now because I forget if the next monster of the week just immediately shows up. But that was basically Xander's turn. Up next will be Willow. Oh, and of course I forgot. So let me just check the rules first, because then we're going to have to do an event card because Xander used his special ability. Okay, so looked it up. Yes, indeed. The minute you defeat the monster of the week, you drop a clue token in the monster of the week's defeated location, and then you immediately spawn the next monster of the week. So our second monster of the week now is going to be Der Kinderstad. Appears at the Summers residence. All characters can only slay Der Kinderstad with their last action of the round. So the only way to defeat these guys, you have to use your last action of the round. So you have to remember that. You need holy water, and you need magic supplies, of course, which Giles has. Very good. So this, wow, this might not be too bad. I should mention you can also use your special ability, your special action token to be used as a basic action. So this guy shows up at the Summers residence. So where Buffy is right now with a townie. Okay, that's not particularly good because we're hoping to rescue that townie. And so, yeah, we can only slay this guy at the end of the last action. Okay, a character can only slay with their last action. So not the very last action of the round, but a character's last action. All right, let's keep that in mind. Now, of course, we already have the location of a plot, but we don't know what the plot is. Now we need to, because Xander used his special ability to action, we need to have an event take place. So here comes the event, and we have a vampire lurks at the Restfield Cemetery. Ooh, so now we have a demon there and a vampire. Yes, things are getting hairy in Sunnydale, but don't they always? A townie needs help at Angelus's mansion. Well, it's a good thing that we stunned that vampire there, or Xander did, because now we have a townie there at Angelus's mansion. There we have to do the text at the bottom. Replace, oh, come on. Replace any one townie on the game board with a vampire. Oh, that's not good. Well, because the monster of the week showed up here with Buffy, let's have this poor townie turn into a vampire. So discarded. And he is changed. He looked like a townie, but really he was a vampire. And I'm just going to check the rules again because, oh, it just says replace any one townie on the game board with a vampire. I don't believe the townie goes onto the apocalypse track. he's just replaced with vampire. So instead of being a townie, he was a vampire. Well, that's kind of sucky. And can we see everything up here? Probably was all just off screen or just at the top of the screen. I apologize. So I hope we got everything in there as I was filming. All right, boy, it's taking a long time, but again, I've got to go kind of slow. This is my first playthrough, trying to get the rules down properly and do things in the right order. So, wow, that was Xander's second action. We're just smoking along here. Now we're over to Willow. And I think Willow, what's Willow gonna do? I think Willow's gonna use her special powers, her special ability. And that's witchiness. So she's gonna have to, we're gonna draw an event card for her. Discard any number of magic supplies. For each discarded, defeat one baddie anywhere. So she has 3 magic supplies. She wants to keep 1 though. So she's going to ditch 2 magic supplies, which means Willow just, produces a little fireball and sends it on its mission. 2 baddies anywhere on the board are taken care of, gotten rid of. And boy, what do we want to do? Let's get rid of the demon at the Restfield Cemetery, and we'll get rid of the vampire at City Hall. So Willow, with her powerful magic, just smokes them. And that's it. All right, that's 2 actions for everybody. Willow just used her special action. Let's not forget. And so, yep, we need to reveal and do another event card. A demon terrorizes Angelus's mansion. Wow, it's hard to keep on top of these guys. So we have now a demon here with a stunned, I believe, vampire. Yep. And a townie. Ooh, Angelus's mansion. Looking bad. A townie needs help at the Restfield Cemetery. Oh, man. Okay. This is bad. And of course, at the Restfield Cemetery, we have a vampire. What other horrible thing befalls us? Okay, replace any one townie on the game board with a demon. Oh, replace any townie with a demon. Okay, boy, oh boy, this is not the best. Let's replace any townie with a demon. I think we're gonna. Oh boy, I don't know. I think we'll replace this townie here with a demon. So we have 2 demons here with a stunned vampire at Angelus's mansion. And, oh boy, this is, yeah, this is bad. This is very bad. Okay, and that's going to be, that's the end of Willow's second turn. So I'm just going to do some thinking again here, and then we're going to have Buffy go. So everyone has 2 actions left. Giles hasn't used his special yet, but everyone else has, so we'll be right back. Wow, this game gets pretty tough. Buffy only has 2 actions left. She has a wooden stake. She's going to do a move action, so she's going to take a basic action, and she's going to move to the Restfield Cemetery, because then her next action, she's going to slay the vampire. Wow, this is getting tough. Getting tough. Giles, what does he want to do? Wow, oh wow. He is at the hellmouth, so it says choose a baddie and move it to an adjacent location. So he could just take a baddie, move it to an adjacent location. And is that what he wants to do? Wow, I don't know. Or does he want to do something else? I think, wow, this is tough. Fight any vampire in any location. Why, this is a tough game. Okay, I think he's going to use. Well, he's going to go ahead and he's going to use his special action right now. Get it out of the way, and his special ability action. He will use it as the special action, and it is reveal the top 4 items, choose 2 to discard. You draw 2 and discard 2. So he's going to take the top 4 items off the item deck. He gets to keep 2 of them, and throw 2 away. So obviously he's going to keep one of the weapons. It lets him slay demons, and he'll keep the tomes. So now he has tomes, weapons, holy water, and magic supplies. That was Giles' special action, which means, yep, now we've got to reveal and do another event card. Boy, I don't know how I don't know how we're going to do with this game. A demon terrorizes UC Sunnydale. Yay! So UC Sunnydale has a demon. Wow, what else is going on? A townie needs help at Rosedale Cemetery. Indeed, 2 townies need help there. I'm glad Buffy moved there. So we have another townie. We have 2 townies, a vampire, but Buffy's there. But what do we have for special text? Place this card beside the game board. Until the end of this round, the hellmouth cannot be activated this round. Okay, well, we'll put it here. So Giles can't use this special ability of the hellmouth for the rest of the round, which is almost over now. Have I done everything? Wow, this is going slowly. Okay, as I'm trying to think and do things. Up next will be... Did I do everything right? So Buffy's done 3 actions. Giles has just done 3. And we've done the... Okay, so Xander has 2 basic actions left. Xander is here. Xander's going to use a basic action, and that's going to be a... he's going to use his holy water and as a fight action to stun 1 vampire in any location. So he gets to stun a vampire in any location. He's going to stun the vampire in the Shadow Valley Vineyards. Okay, stunned. That was Xander doing a basic action. Willow now gets the basic action. And what's Willow going to do? Willow has 2 actions left. I think, oh boy, this is brutal. She's here. She's going to go ahead for a basic action again. She's going to go ahead and she's going to search the deck again for 2 magic supplies. And you can take them out of the discards as well. So I think we're just going to go ahead and do that. She's powering up again. So she gets 2 more magic supplies. So that's what she's doing for her basic action. And that's everyone using 3 actions. Now we're back to Buffy. Buffy's going to use a fight action. This is all basic actions left now. And oh boy. Anyway, she's going to use the stake. Fight to dust a vampire in your location. So for her fight action, she's dusting this vampire. See you later. Poof. Excellent. She has 2 townies with her now, which I think are going to get saved. That's a good thing. Giles now has a basic action he can take. He's over here in the hellmouth. He can't use the hellmouth location anymore. So he's going to use the holy water. So he's going to use a fight action. Holy water, of course, says stun 1 vampire in any location. Well, he's going to stun the vampire up here at Glorificus's mansion with the holy water. So he's finished actions now. So Buffy's finished. Giles is finished. Xander has 1 more action left. He can take 2 tomes from the item deck and reshuffle them, but I don't know if he wants to do that. I'm going to have to look at the board and come back with a decision. Okay, of course I'm looking around the board. Townies can't be rescued at the Restfield Cemetery, so that was kind of a waste. But hey, learning the game, first time playing it. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's Xander's turn. Xander has 1 basic action left, and he's going to use it to move. And he is going to move to City Hall because it allows you to choose a townie and move it to an adjacent location. So we can get these townies out of Restfield Cemetery to somewhere where they can be rescued. So that's Xander's last action. Willow has 1 action left, and I don't even know what I'm going to do with her. She's already used the location. Wow, I don't know. Weak. I'm gonna have to think about what to do with Willow. So just hang on a second. All right, well, I've looked over everything Willow can do, and it's not of any use right now. So she's going to use her last basic action, and it says to move to any location. Well, she doesn't want to leave the magic box, so she's moving to the magic box from the magic box, if that makes sense. And I believe that's a valid thing. I don't think you have to move to another location. It just says move to any location. So that's kind of a wasted action, but that's really all she wants to do is stay here and save this townie. Okay, now let me consult the rules once again, because now we have finished doing all of the actions for the round. We've triggered the 4 events for the 4 special action tokens for our 4 players. The next thing that happens is monsters activate. So I'm just going to read that over once more, and then we're going to come back to the board and we're going to do the monsters activate. Okay, so we're just going to look at the rule here so we're all somewhat clear as to what's supposed to happen. So baddie activation, which also is going to include monster of the week. Monster of the week activates the same as a baddie. So basically when baddies activate, each baddie kills an unprotected townie in its location if possible, or wounds a character in its location if possible. Monster of the week is up here. There's no townies and no characters in this location. That is true for the demon, these demons, this demon, and all other monsters and baddies are all either stunned or not in locations with townies or characters. So we basically skip all of that. It says, then each baddie that does not share a location with a townie or character moves to the first possible location in the following list. An adjacent location with an unprotected townie. So this guy's going to go to a adjacent location with an unprotected townie, and there aren't any. There are no unprotected townies because Willow's with this one, Buffy's with those 2. Then it's going to go to an adjacent location with a protected townie, or an adjacent location with a character. Vampires move 1 location towards nearest townie. Demons move 2 towards the nearest townie. And if there's equidistance, then they're going to, the players get to choose. So basically the monster of the week is going to move, is monster of the week moves 1 or 2? Demons move 2 and vampires move 1. Baddies. Let me just check the rules again. I'm not sure if the baddie moves 2 or 1. All right, it says very clearly in the rules, page 12, monsters of the week move 1 location. So it's going to go, again, it's going to find an adjacent location with a character. Adjacent location with a character. Adjacent location with protected townie. So it's going to move this way, because it's going to move towards Buffy, who's protecting the townie. So the monster of the week moves here. I think that's right. Now the demon gets to move 2, so it's either going to move to Giles at the Hellmouth or Xander at City Hall. So let's have it move to... Oh, it's going to go to the Hellmouth. Go to Giles, because 2 this way, 2 this way. All the stunned ones don't move, of course. These demons are both going to move to the magic box towards Willow, who is protecting the 1 townie. And I was... no, I think we're into another step. I don't think townies get rescued before. No, we get... all of the demons and vampires move first. This demon is also going to move to the magic box. So Willow here has attracted quite a crowd of demons, but she's tough. She can handle it in the next episode. So that's all of the baddies. Monster of the Week and baddies have moved. And now that is all monster activation. That's monster activation. Next up is end of round. So, and that will be the end of this episode, which has gone on long enough. So baddies have moved, and now it's going to be end of round. All right, now we're back for end of round. The first thing we do in end of round is flip all stunned enemy tokens face up. So this stunned vampire is faced face up. That one is flipped face up, and this one is flipped face up. Okay. Then we follow at end of each round instruction on the Big Bad's board. Okay. And the Big Bad's board says, At the end of each round, a vampire lurks at each location containing a clue token. We have one clue token on the board. That's with Giles. And a vampire is going to show up there to accompany this demon. So there we go. That's what's happening at this location. That's the only one that had a clue token. Next up in the end of round, it says, if a townie is in a location with a character and no enemies, rescue one townie for each character present, removing them from the game board. That would be true in Buffy's case, but the Restfield Cemetery clearly says townies cannot be rescued in this location. And of course, the only other townie here in the magic box with Willow has got 3 demons on their trail. So that townie is also not rescued. And then it says, check all passive locations marked with the red exclamation point and resolve their effects. All right, the bronze. After monster activation, if there are townies here, replace one with a vampire. Well, there aren't any. Sunnydale Cemetery. After monster activation, if there are unprotected townies here, move one to the catacombs. Maybe we're supposed to do that immediately after monster activation. No, it doesn't say that at the back of the rule book. This one says, when rescuing townies here, rescue one additional townie at Angelus' mansion. Not going to happen. Townies cannot be rescued here. Well, we know that. And this one, after monster activation, if there are unprotected townies here, move one to the crypt. Didn't happen. All right, I think we got through the first round. Pass the first player token clockwise. So the first player token now is going to move to Giles. He'll be going first in the next episode, and I'll do this off camera, but the next thing we're supposed to do is flip over all player action tokens back to the ready side. Phew! Okay, I hope I haven't made too many errors. I think this event now goes away. Place this card on the game board until the end of the round. End of this round, the hellmouth cannot be activated. Okay, so we're going to discard this event card because next episode will be the start of another new round. So Giles can now use the hellmouth activation ability. Wow. Well, that was Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the board game. That was round 1. I have no idea how we're doing. We haven't seemed to rescue any townies. We haven't taken any wounds, though. So our apocalypse track, which we'll just look at here, our apocalypse track is clean through round 1. We did defeat our first monster of the week. So we have one clue token here, which can bring us to the first plot for the master. So I guess we're doing okay. But we have a second monster of the week out on the board now, causing mayhem up here at the Summers residence. Oh, and I didn't flip this stunned demon marker over. I didn't see that one, but now I've flipped it over, forgot. And so that's going to be the end of the episode. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for subscribing to my channel if you do. Thanks for giving me a thumbs up. If you like my videos, I really appreciate it. This is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the board game. My first playthrough of it, so forgive me if I get things a little messed up, trying my best to get the rules right. And anyway, thanks so much for watching along. Join me next time for the continuation of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the board game. We're going to play this right through the end, and we're trying to defeat the Master.